Welcome back, you guys. I am excited to bring you back to my obsession for this knife. In particular, as soon as I got a glimpse of this knife, I fell in love with the looks alone. The micarta with the carbon fiber bolsters and that beautiful clip point or trailing point, whichever you would consider that, with the wide blade and the beautiful jimping on the thumb ramp. Everything about this knife is just visually appealing to me. This is the knife I would design if I were to design just a piece of eye candy for my collection. This would be it right here. This is my eye candy. Anything like this is my eye candy. So now that I have that out of the way, just to give you an idea of how large this knife is, I will place a quarter right there. And I also have a 4-inch ruler because this is a very, very long blade. Actually, the cutting edge of this blade is, it's 3 3/4 of an inch, or right around that size. So it's a really long cutting edge that you get, but because of the way it angles up, it's almost a trailing point in a way because of this curve right here. But the edge, you have plenty to work with. Let's just say that. Now, speaking of the edge, I'll do a very small cut test for you. Let me grab the paper. So actually what I'll do is this little piece of cardboard first, and then test out the edge on the paper. So, and as you can see, it melts right through it. It is fantastic. This edge is phenomenal. I have been using the word phenomenal quite often lately. Can't help it when you get so many phenomenal knives, one after another. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so it's a very, very sharp edge. It came with a very sharp edge. Tucson, I noticed, is very good about that. It's getting caught up on that stickiness that I should have did the paper first. But anyway, yeah, Tucson is really good with that. Sending out very sharp knives. I'm really impressed with them. Yes. Yeah, I'm extremely impressed with Tucson all around. I think that they're definitely a company to contend with as far as premium and price goes. The amount of premium materials that you get for the price that you usually get with Tucson, and I mean even bidding on eBay or buying it outright, because White Mountain Knives often carries their models, and I think there's a few other knife companies that are jumping on that bandwagon. I cannot blame them one bit. Their knives, they're gorgeous. They're usually artistically beautiful on top of being extremely usable. But they're also just so collectible. I mean, it's weird how many boxes get checked when you buy a Tucson. It's in most cases it's going to be a beautiful knife that's artistically designed and extremely easy to use, carry, and it will be a showstopper. In most cases, I have people ask me about Tucson knives above all other knives. And I mean Kaiser, which is one of my favorites, and pretty much everybody. I mean, I have one Best Tech, the Ascot. That one gets a lot of oohs and ahs, and it's a beautiful knife. But that's the only one that I could say truly contends with all of my Tucson knives. They all get comments. They all people ask about them constantly. I mean, they're beautiful. They're just I mean, I I I don't know. I mean, it's not everybody's, my taste isn't everybody's taste, but I mean, look at that. This is I mean, they say satin finish, but this is so close to a mirror finish that I mean, I can see my camera in it. It's just a gorgeous knife. Uh, and the wide, I never measured how wide the knife is. Grab the, let me see. Just curious here. It is a little over an inch wide at the widest point. So it's a pretty wide flat grind there. So once you get that cut started in your paper or cardboard, whatever. I was testing it out on cardboard. So let's say cardboard. Once you get that cut started, the huge flat grind that you have here is going to continue to spread the material until it gets to the other end where it completely slices it off. I mean, this is extremely useful. I mean, I don't know how they get the amount of use and artistic value equally in the same knife. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And this is a Mazwan Mokhtar. I love his designs. I don't know if he has a maker's mark or a designer maker's mark. Uh, he's an amazing designer though, and I would love to see some more art by him, some more knives. Um, as far as this goes in your pocket, it carries very well. I love the fact that they used, I was just looking at this, the thumb studs as the stop bar as well, like to stop the blade. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm in love with this knife, you guys. Can you not tell? The micarta it's a unique micarta. I've never seen Tucson use this. So this is definitely something new as far as, I know this knife isn't brand new, but this micarta is something new that I've seen on their knives. I've never seen them use this micarta, so it's gorgeous. Definitely don't stop using it. The liners are titanium. The bolsters are carbon fiber and gorgeous carbon fiber at that. Just a little show of that. It's gorgeous. Ooh, I love that blade. The grip that you get on this is fantastic. Uh, it's got a neutral handle, so you can. It's very comfortable in the saber grip, the hammer grip, the even in the reverse grip. It's very comfortable. Now in the reverse grip, that's the only grip that you can feel the pocket clip in. Um, just to show you more details of the knife here. I love the backspacer. I love the way they textured it. I guess this would be called jimping, but I know there's another name for it. Somebody tell me what that's called. I can't remember. Please leave it in the comments. I cannot remember what the name of that is. The pocket clip works very well. Unfortunately, it is one screw and it's not nested into the liner, so it does get loose and it really sucks because this knife was damn near perfect. I just it I I don't know. I like I said, when I draw knives, they look like this. When I think of a knife I would create, it looks almost exactly like this. And unfortunately, they only needed to do one little thing with that clip, and that was nested in the liner. And that is where they missed the mark on this entire design. That it's such a minor thing though. I can overlook that just because the performance of this knife is it's off the charts, and the the looks of this knife is it's off the charts. I mean, you can't in my eyes you can't really get much better looking than that in a budget category. I mean, I know there are hundreds of dollars that you can spend on knives that may look better than this one, but honestly, I don't think all of them do. Not all of them. I've seen knives that cost $400 that are nowhere near as attractive of as this knife. I mean, I would take this knife over a lot of knives any day, and I mean knives clearly above this knife in material and performance. This knife has it for me, and for it to be even in the budget category, it just blows my mind that you can get a knife like that, with titanium liners, micarta scales, carbon fiber bolsters, this beautiful trailing point. It's a very subtle trailing point, so I guess it's just a clip point. Um, but the thumb ramp, it's just the placing of the thumb ramp. It feels like it would be perfect for anyone. It's yeah, it's a really great handle. This is going to be added into my favorite handles category. Now, now that I have gushed about this knife so much, I wanted to say one thing. Other than the pocket clip, there's one really big flaw, and that's this right here. I poked a hole in my finger the yesterday at work. I poked a hole. I tend to choke up on knives even when they don't have a finger choil. I tend to choke up on them still, but I usually always press my finger into the sharpening choil or whatever it is that they have there. Um, and I did that yesterday with my left hand, and I poked a hole in my finger right there. It was just a little hole. Of course, it bled, but it's one of those things that closes right up, and it's not a big deal. However, I don't really like the fact that the knife has something like that on it, but this is an easy fix. I think, I mean, if I trusted myself to do it, I would just remove this little corner right here and round it out and make maybe a little bit of a larger finger choil, because this plunge grind is amazing. You have a lot of meat on that blade. So this the sharpenings, you can sharpen this thing for 40 years to come. I mean, that's how much meat you got. So, uh I wouldn't be too upset about that. I mean, I can't be too upset about that because this is an easy fix, and I mean it is a large flaw, and I consider the pocket clip a semi-large flaw because the pocket clip is we're all dependent upon the pocket clip on a folding knife. I mean, there's a reason we get folding knives. We not all of us can carry a fixed blade around, and not all of us really want to carry a fixed blade around, but there are many that do and they prefer it that way. But in my case, I prefer a folded blade, so I really need a dependable pocket clip. And that's why that little bit bothers me so bad, that they just all they had to do was mill out a little tiny spot in there for this clip to nest in. And then they could have, I believe it's reversible. I mean, I'm not exactly positive, but it looks like it could be reversible. I mean, it has the same screws on both sides. So I'm assuming it's reversible. So I guess that's a great thing for lefties to hear. Are there any lefties out there that have this knife? Let me know. Comment below. Yeah, but anyway, that's the only two things that I see wrong with this knife. And it's just the pocket clip and the I don't know what you would even call this, just this point right here where the plunge grind is. Uh, if they could just, doctor that up a little bit, put this inset into the liner or into the scale and just trim off a little excess there and smooth it out. This knife would be perfect. And now I've seen a black one that's on the market. I've only seen a couple being sold on eBay. So I'm going to continue to look around for the black one. I'm not sure what if it's simply a different color or if it's actually different materials as well. Like maybe the micarta is just G10. I would be interested in that. Yeah, to see the black G10 with the, I think maybe it's an M390 blade or something. I know that this was, I believe they initially put this on the market as 14C28N, but there may have been an M390 version as well. I am not 100% sure about that, but I know for sure that there was a 14C28N version. I am glad I got the D2, even though I'm sick of D2, because the finish on this blade is it's it melts me. This knife, the looks of this knife, the finish on the blade, it melts my heart. It's seriously, I am in love with this. And I know I say that a lot, but I'm seriously obsessed. That's all I have to say. And with that, I will let you guys go. I hope you made it to the end, but this is like 17 minutes plus. So I will see you soon. See you soon.